This is a tumbler?
I don't know.
It's a very small tumbler. I think these are the kind like you're supposed to put like wine in or something, isn't it?
That one looks like a wine one.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have wine in it. It has water.
Making sure everybody knows that real
Yeah,
clear.
I don't.
You don't have no Pinot Grigio?
I don't
there?
do wine. No, I don't do wine. I mean, you could give me wine that you get at HEB or some like really awesome, fantastic place where you get wine, a Jenny wine, and I would have no idea.
I don't know the difference either. Well, I'm pimping my Astros tonight.
I see that. That's good.
I don't know. I just thought it looked cool.
I like how we're doing the decorating of the table. I like it. Well, what's this?
So Bliss made those for me years ago.
Okay.
That are in my office.
Okay.
And I just felt like bringing them out, let her have a little piece of this first podcast, and
I got you.
be a part of the show.
I got you. I like it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I guess I need to do something like that. I guess.
Yeah, I beat you to it today.
Yeah, you did.
But
you're a better father. Better father than I am.
Maybe I'll get a hug when I get home.
And then we got the snowman here. So is there a reason why there's 3? Is it because that's me and Hector?
It's how many were in the package when I bought it.
Oh.
I was like, I need to get some. They didn't have bobbleheads. They didn't have.
I figured that was you, me, and Hector.
Which one would you be?
Well, I can tell you which one Hector is.
Oh, shit. It looks just like Hector. Spanglish gangster, boy.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, that's legit, Hector. That's legit, dude. I think that's good. All right, so you know what? If you cool with it, we're recording again, correct? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna turn this backwards.
It's whatever, bro.
Because the light is. I have shadow on my face. I've never asked a guy this before, but do I look okay?
You look hot.
Ooh. Let's don't turn it into that. All right, so well, man, let's dig into this.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's the official launch.
The official launch of HatchLIVE.
Let's go live, buddy.
Because you definitely have been teasing this enough. I mean,
yeah.
People have been. It looks like people have been interested.
Yeah, we'll know real soon.
I guess so.
We'll find out real quick if the audience is down.
So HatchLIVE is going to be, it's going to be pretty dope, man. I'm really excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Can't you see the excitement all over my face?
Yeah, I can tell.
This is my excited face. But no, I'm excited about it. I mean, HatchLIVE is going to be one of those things where I think it's going to be a passion project for you. It's going to be a passion project for me. There's a lot of different ways that people are going to get involved, that we're going to get involved. So, that's one of the reasons why we want to sit here and talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is we want to go over that. And that'll be a part that we talk about here in a little bit. But first, one of the things that I want to bring in is Hatch Brands.
Yes.
Hatchbrands.com, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hatchbrands.com is... HatchLIVE is going to be kind of an offshoot of HatchBrands.com, which is your baby.
HatchLIVE is going to be a branch of Hatch Brands. Hatch Brands is a digital marketing agency.
Okay.
So we do digital marketing, and then we do e-commerce solutions.
Okay.
Kind of two divisions within itself.
Okay.
Digital marketing, to simplify it, we build websites, and we make them show up first on Google. It's that simple.
Okay.
There's 100 different things that we do to make that happen.
Right.
But to simplify and to dummy it down,
because I'm a dummy, so dummy it down for me.
We build badass websites.
Yes.
We optimize them to show up first on Google. It's that simple. The e-commerce solutions that we do is if somebody has a brand or product and they want to take it to market, we help them do that.
Okay.
So whether it's a brand new brand or one that's been around for a while and they just can't get the sales, they can't get it out there, we will get that brand, we will strategize, and then we'll get it to market. So that'll be on their own online shopping cart, their own website, as well as on other online marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, Walmart.com, and a bunch of the other guys.
Okay.
So most people are familiar with Amazon and eBay.
If you're not, you're an idiot.
Yeah. And then there's, another 10 of them out there that you want to be on for different reasons. Example, a lot of people have problems shipping internationally. If you're with eBay and you utilize eBay's international shipping policy, And we did it for many years. It's a way for you to get your product to other countries without having to deal with all the headaches of customs and taxes and tariffs and all the other BS that comes along with it. eBay actually takes on that responsibility and those liabilities, so it makes it a lot easier. Once you start knowing what you're doing with your shopping carts, depending on what platforms you're using, as well as your fulfillment and shipping, which we do here,
right?
You can start doing it yourself and save those funds, save those costs, directly ship yourself, and get over those hurdles.
So you don't have to have your own distribution part. You just use them, pretty much, right?
It's up to you. We drop ship everything out of here, whether it's for our companies or for our clients' companies.
Right.
We'll warehouse it's called fulfillment. So we'll warehouse it here. We'll do the drop shipping, the customer service. We'll handle all aspects of the business: marketing, advertising, marketplaces, fulfillment, the whole nine. Customer service reps, whatever you need. So previously, what we would do before we're using the current systems in place is we would send our products to a eBay caching system at one of their locations, and then they would distribute it internationally for us. And then they would take on all the liabilities for that shipment reaching the customer.
Right.
That we quit doing that about 1.5 years ago, and we brought it back in-house.
Okay.
So now we drop ship here from all over the world.
Okay. All over the world.
All over the world.
Okay. So digital marketing agency, and that consists of what? I mean, what are you talking about?
Search engine optimization,
Okay.
pay-per-click campaigns, Google AdWords, which is pay-per-click. Video marketing is huge, and that's actually why we're doing the podcast and HatchLIVE.
Okay.
It's all surrounded around the video marketing. There's social media marketing, which is huge. Facebook ads. Most people think social media marketing is posting on a social media page,
Right.
which is fluff. It's really social spamming. People that do that, when you have a business account on Facebook, Facebook will not put you in front of an audience. The only way for you to get in front of an audience is to boost your ad or to pay for that ad, sponsor it.
Yeah.
So you have to pay to advertise. Otherwise, Facebook won't put you in front of anybody. They will on your personal accounts, but anybody that has a business, if you notice, when you have a business account and you do a post, you'll get 6 likes, or 10 views on
Right.
a video. And that's because Facebook purposely is not putting you in front of an audience so that you pay to advertise. So nowadays, that is the only way, excuse me, for you to
You need some water
I've got some.
in your Houston. What is that? A tumbler? Is that what you said? A tumbler? I think that's what this is. It's all right. You'll make it. You'll make it, buddy. I promise.
Yeah, I know.
I'll hold your hand through it.
I'm working on it.
Okay. All right.
So where was I?
I don't-
Facebook ads.
I wasn't listening. No, I'm kidding, man. I was engaged. What's up, man? Come on, talk to me.
If you're not paying to play as a business, Facebook doesn't care about you. It's that simple. They'll let you get views and likes and all that fun stuff on your personal account. Business account, they're not. So you have to build ads, pay to advertise, and get very strategic with it. And that's a whole nother show that we'll get into later on. But Facebook ads is a huge one. It's come a long way. 2.5, 3 years ago, I was telling my clients, prior to 2015, I was telling my clients, you don't need to be on social media too big, depending on what their market was. Now, if you're not on advertising on Facebook and you don't have a substantial ad budget on Facebook and Instagram, you're missing the curve.
I would imagine. I mean, I just got on Facebook myself personally a year ago through whatever I was doing before now. But yeah, I mean, Facebook, and for somebody like me, I can imagine how you're useful, because if I have a business and I don't know diddly squat about Facebook, I mean, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah. And you have to be on there.
Well, yeah.
You got to be.
I mean, it's like Facebook follows me everywhere I go.
Well, all the young ones coming up, that's what they use to connect. It's what they use to do business, what they use to make purchases, to market, to advertise, to meet friends, to talk.
Right.
I mean, it's the way of the future, so you have to be on there.
And y'all help with social media stuff like that?
Yes.
So you're handling all that stuff for people too if they need it?
Yes, we do everything. I try to, for the posting aspect of it. If
Okay.
you're just going to post about your services or post about what's going on downtown next week. You know, instead of paying me to do that, just have somebody within your team do it. A secretary, somebody in your location is probably got an extra 10, 20 minutes on, their clock for the day.
Yeah.
And they probably know your service or your brand or your personality or your culture or whatever it is better than I do. No reason to pay me to do it. I will. If you want to hire me to do it, we will.
Yeah.
But it makes more financial sense. I'd rather them spend other budgets with me that I can get them ROI instead of wasting, $1,000 a month having me do a couple posts a day. It's not me personally, but they could easily have somebody on their team do it instead of myself.
Okay.
We do the strategic ad placement, and it's Google Business, Google Ads, and that is very strategic when you get into the Facebook ads. It's Facebook ad marketing or pixel marketing.
Okay.
Is what it is.
I mean, I figure you have to get pretty strategic because, I mean, I see it all the time. Every time I'm on Facebook, every time I'm on Instagram, every time I'm on anything like that, I mean, it's like they're following me.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people ask me, are they listening? Are they spying on you?
I think they are.
They are. I mean, with Alexa voice and all of the voice technology now, with Siri, it has to do with voice search, but so they're definitely listening. I don't think anybody's going to admit that, but they are. But most of the ads that you see that are following you around is a strategy that was put in place to capture you, even if it was 6 months ago, and they're just now implementing it. There's what we call warming the lead. And we will, for clients and campaigns, we will warm a lead for 3 months before we try to throw you down a sales funnel. What we're trying to do is build authority on a Facebook presence. When you see us on Facebook, we're going to give you information, free information. It's educational. It's good stuff. We know what your likes and dislikes are because Facebook tells us. So we track you directly. A male between 39 and 45, and you live on this side of town, and these are your likes. And so we'll target you knowing that you're most likely going to like fishing rods because of us tracking you. So we're going to give you information about wonderful fishing rods and fly fishing techniques and just all this great free information that's fun for about 3 month period, maybe a 4 month period.
Right.
To kind of get in bed with you, to build your trust, to become an authoritative person for you, and to gain that trust, get rid of the buyer's anxiety. And then after 4 months of building that trust with you, then we're going to throw you down a sales funnel and sell you something. So it is a 6 month process.
I see.
And most people don't realize that, but it's warming the lead and then slamming you at the end of it to get ROI.
You said part of that too, besides the digital marketing aspect of it, is the e-commerce solutions.
Correct.
So speak about that.
Well, we kind of did. E-commerce is getting your product to market, getting it online and selling it.
Okay.
And here we in-house it. We have the facilities here to where we can handle every aspect of your business.
Okay. From
customer service reps answering the phones for you, to the shipping and receiving department, to bring in your products from the manufacturers to ship them worldwide. We have the digital marketing in-house, the content strategy. We've got the graphic designers, the web developers. Every aspect of the business that you can possibly think of, we in-house it here. And we do it for our own companies. And we're able to utilize the same staff and the overhead to implement that for our clients. And we have spent years building our own brands, our own companies, and now we're offering these services to our clients now that we have it perfected.
So this is through experience. This isn't through some book you read somewhere about how cool this is.
100% learning it, building it out of my house as a one-man operation out of the bedroom into what it is now, a very successful business with a large operation, a large staff, and we're pretty good at what we do.
Well, I mean, you have to be, because, I mean, I've seen some of the people that you have up on Google and on other search ads because you've shown me, and, I mean, you get results.
We do. If you don't get results, you don't get any business.
Right.
But, it's what separates us from the other agencies.
Okay.
We get results because I have invested seven figures of our own money into campaigns over the years. This is over the last 6-7 years that I've really been knee deep in this stuff.
Right.
And we have invested into everything from direct marketing, direct mailing, magazine ads, search engine optimization techniques, pay-per-click campaigns, everything online. Anything that you can invest money into campaign-wise, we have invested it. And we spent a fortune. And we know what works and what gives ROI and what doesn't. Not only for ourselves, but for clients that we've taken on. Because what works for my company doesn't necessarily work for any other client that's in a different business model.
Right.
Or they might be selling a service. So, at the end of the day, I'm a data miner. We track data. We do a lot of A/B testing. We invest into campaigns. We A/B test it. Those results tell us what direction to go into. I have found that those same results don't work for client B that's in a completely different business model.
Right.
But when I have my own businesses that we get ROI and data from, plus 10, 20 clients at any given time getting data from their campaigns, it gives us a ton of data to analyze, to look at, that gives us and tells us what direction to go in moving forward.
Okay.
And we get to utilize that data not just for our own stuff, but for more clients and future clients that we pick up.
So, that's what's great is that you're coming at it from a standpoint of I've been there, done that. This is where I've succeeded. This is where I failed, and this is where I can help you out.
People, yes, absolutely.
That's a huge value.
Sure
That's a huge value.
Somebody
that's been there and done that and has experience. That's something that people appreciate.
Yeah,
and it gets you in front of them.
Sure, it's not little Johnny that just wanted to graduate college and be a web developer and do some SEO stuff. It's grinding.
It's trial and error.
Yeah, for sure.
So one of the things that we're going to discuss, like we talked about, is HatchLIVE. And speaking of, I just have to ask, on your mic stand, you have HatchLIVE.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So why don't I have anything on mine?
We are going to save that for an advertiser.
Ooh, okay.
Ad spot.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought I would take the Hatch, and you're the better looking one, so I thought I'd put the ad spot on yours.
Johnny, stop. Tell me more. But yeah, no, that's great. If anybody's interested, that space is yours if you want it. So just contact us and let us know.
Yes, sir.
So this is the next part where we go into, we can start talking about HatchLIVE. But first, before we start talking about HatchLIVE, I like to discuss and talk about the people that have made something like this possible.
Yes.
Because, this isn't something that we've just come up out of thin air. People have helped us with this. And one of those that we like to thank and we're grateful for is MikeCalvertToyota.
Yes, sir.
I know you've dealt with MikeCalvertToyota on some things.
Good client of ours.
And they're helping us significantly, and we're grateful to them, and we're grateful for what they provide us and giving us this opportunity. Sales, service, parts, anything that you could possibly want at MikeCalvertToyota right off 610 near NRG Stadium. See Rick Rizzuto, he's their general manager there. Fantastic people, do a terrific job of taking care of you. Brian Heartland is somebody that's a salesperson there.
Brian Heartland would be the contact for anybody that's watching. Need a vehicle, want to take a test drive, get out of something old and beat up, you're ready for something new.
And you've helped Brian a little bit.
We've done a lot of work together. We're shooting commercials. We're doing a lot of big stuff for next year right now.
Very good. So MikeCalvertToyota, right off 610 and Kirby, next to NRG Stadium. Sales, service, parts, great people. Really proud and really thankful that they are a part of what we got going on here, so we want to thank them for that.
Absolutely. We appreciate the sponsorship.
Absolutely. So we're going to try to transfer at this point into our next segment, which is the HatchLIVE process. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
yes.
Before I do that, though, I forgot so people know who we are. We like to assume that people who are watching know who we are, but we're hopefully introducing ourselves to people who don't know us. So you're Jonathan Weisman, officially.
Jonathan Weisman.
I'll call you Johnny Weisman.
Thank you.
Just because I've known you for so long. Johnny, I'm Grant Miles. My job here is hopefully just going to be to kind of steer the ship and commentate and interview and ask questions, and I'm just trying to be here to help out in any way I can.
Good.
And
it's needed.
Yes, and
I couldn't do it with us, buddy.
Well, I'm glad you got me.
I got more stage fright than just about. It's one of my biggest fears. You cannot put me on a stage. You cannot put me in front. I mean, you've seen the videos I've done.
Yes,
Those videos are so cringy. I
Yeah.
mean, you wouldn't maybe know, but it would take half a day to shoot some of those just to get some information out. And it really is part of why we're doing Hatch Live is the importance of video.
Mhm.
And I knew I had to get these videos out, but it was so rough shooting those just because, most people may not think it, but I'm an introvert. I don't, really come out of my shell much. I don't like being in the spotlight. Definitely don't like being on stage, talking to a lot of people. And so those videos haven't been easy, but it's hard for me to preach it to my clients saying, go shoot video, and I'm not shooting any.
right.
So hopefully Hatch Live will be a solution and make it a lot easier, a lot less cringy,
Yeah.
and some good content.
Saturday night you weren't an introvert.
What was Saturday night?
Saturday night was the
party?
dance party.
I wasn't dancing.
Well, I didn't say you were dancing. I just said you weren't much of an introvert.
Well, I was taking care of 100 little girls running around my house.
That's true. That was fun. That was a good time. But Hatch Live. So there will be a website, hatchlive.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not ready up and running just yet, but it will be.
It will be soon.
Okay.
Everything is gauged to launch by the end of January 2019.
Okay.
So I think we're a little bit ahead of the 8 ball right now. But we will have everything up and running and doing what it needs to do by then.
Is that a term? Ahead of the 8 ball? I know behind the 8 ball is a term. Is ahead of the 8 ball a term?
I'm going to say a lot of terms that don't make sense. So
Ahead of the 8 ball.
thanks for my wife is going to enjoy the
Hey, I told you I'm gonna try to just because of the relationship we have. I'm gonna bust your balls.
bust my 8 balls.
Yeah, bust your bust your 8 balls in front of the 8 ball.
Thank
yeah, absolutely. Okay, well there you go. We're above the 8 ball or in front of it. So, but no, it's gonna be something I think that we'll have fun doing. Worst case scenario, we're gonna have a shit ton of fun.
Yeah, it's meant to be for business
Yes.
and to help my clients,
Right.
as well as help y'all
Yeah.
and just do some fun stuff. You, the kids, the sports. I mean, there's going to be a lot of cool things come out of it.
So when you say helping your customers or helping your clients, I know that's one of the things you're talking about. Is it being a customer platform? So what do you mean by that?
So one of the biggest things with SEO these days moving forward is video marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do video, you have to release video, you have to develop it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been pushing this for years to my clients, saying whether you're doing a commercial, you're doing a short video, you're doing a culture video, lifestyle video, anything to market or advertise your business, your product, whatever it is, you need to get video and you need to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get a YouTube channel.
Right.
You need to launch it on your social media. Shoot video, get it out there. And it's difficult.
Yeah.
They don't have the means. They don't want to get in front of a camera. Their business model might not be friendly to a video.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make a PI attorney video look fun?
By getting Jim Adler, the tough Texas hammer.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
So it's difficult getting video. And so even for myself, I hate making videos. I mean,
Yeah.
as I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can have a one-on-one in here to talk about business, about their business model. I don't want clients come in here and start, sales copy and trying to pitch their business and
Right.
hire me because I'm ...
Yeah.
But if they can be authoritative in their business,
Mm-hmm.
and I can bring them in and they can provide very good quality content and information to our viewers, that is going to be great for the viewers. It's going to be great for us because we have somebody on our show giving out good quality content. That's what
Right.
it's about at the end of the day. And it's going to be good for them because sitting here on a 30, 45-hour show is now going to give them a video content that they get to use.
We're going to be doing this for 35 hours.
35 hours.
You said 35 hours.
30, 45 minutes.
There you
to
go.
A, to,
Okay.
a, to a 60-minute show.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, not doing 35 hours. I'm too old for that shit.
Me too.
So if they get that video content, I mean, we've been talking how long now? 30 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
That can be packaged up as a good video content that they
Right.
get to use on their website, on their social media platforms, YouTube
Right.
or Vimeo or wherever else they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't have to, one, spend $2 to $10,000 to create a video, being a commercial or some type of video asset.
Right.
This is a lot more cost effective for them. It actually allows their message to get out in a lot more better way. Is that proper English?
I think so. Sounds good to me.
So it's like a win-win.
Mhm.
We're allowing them to come in, talk about their business, and give great information to the people of Houston and other local businesses, and they get a video at the end of the day.
That's good. I mean, and more than anything, I think it just gives a face to
It makes it very personable.
the business. Yeah.
So, and going back to being authoritative,
right.
at the end of the day, there's saturated markets, there's non-saturated markets. But when somebody can be that celebrity of their market, or that authoritative figure that is educational, informative, and they come on the mic and they're talking to people on a weekly or monthly basis, people start to recognize them in their industry. So whatever that industry is, if they then need to hire somebody in that industry, they're most likely going to call whoever they've been seeing on the microphone for the last 6 months.
Right.
Instead of just going to, pulling somebody up on Google, which if they're my client, they'll be up at the top of Google anyway.
Right.
But if not, opening the yellow pages and Joe Blow, well, I've been seeing this guy on camera for
Right.
the last 6 months. I'm going to call him because he knows his shit.
Right.
So that's the concept and idea from a customer platform. This gives them the opportunity to develop video as well as become that authoritative person in their industry.
Well, I mean, does anybody even use the Yellow Pages anymore? Is
No.
that even a thing?
No,
Does anybody get that?
I doubt it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would imagine you could put whatever you want on Yellow Pages or on some advertisement somewhere, but
Print.
doing the video is what
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Print is dead. You need to do video.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, like you said, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing it because that's what, I mean, this is where it's at. Like, this is what's happening is the video. The video is what's getting people out there.
As long as it's quality.
Well, that's true too.
So,
yes. Well, but I've seen some video that's not so quality.
I agree. The YouTube stuff that I've seen the kids watch, and even some of the podcasts that I've seen more recently since we started to get into this,
Yes.
it has been very interesting to see how many people follow some of these people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure not all of them are 100% as far as like the views and all that. Do you think that's 100%?
It's hey, they got the balls to do it. More power to them.
That's true.
So
That's true.
gotta commend them for grabbing a mic and throwing on a camera and doing it.
So it's going to be a customer platform, people to come on. It's going to be a way to help local business, like you're talking about.
Yeah, it's I'm born and raised in Houston. It's important to highlight local businesses. I know a lot of people in the past industries I've been in. I know a lot of people in between my brother and I. We know just about everybody in Houston. So I think it's a great platform to get local businesses in here to talk about and be authoritative again. It's a word I use a lot. But to get those people in here to talk about what's going on in Houston and their industries, just in entertainment in general, whatever the case might be.
Well, because not only that, but I'm sure that they're a lot like you when it comes to like what we were talking about, Hatch Brands, is they're passionate about their business. And I'm sure there's people that want to get on video or get on audio talking about their business because it's what they do every day. It's what they love.
It's going to be a great platform for them to do that in a positive type way.
Yeah.
Again, it's not a way to come in here and this isn't going to turn into a online commercial where everybody's out here soliciting their business. They need to bring, some authority to the game and offer very good quality content. Otherwise, they're not going to make the cut.
Because good quality content, I mean, any Joe Blow can come in here and rattle his teeth and talk about how great he is, but it's another thing to actually do it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see people come in here and start.
You're going to be interviewing them.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
You're going to be seeing plenty of them.
Well, yeah, because it's not only the part of getting them. I think one of the great things about what we're trying to do here is education, and I'm not talking about learning ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. I'm just talking about for people out there like you're talking about. I mean, you're bringing up the example of personal injury guy. I mean, it's not necessarily that, but it's just people that come in a certain industry where they are authoritative, and you learn things from.
Sure.
Like, what do you do in these particular cases with a personal injury situation, or anybody that comes in here with a collision center or a body shop. What do you do if you get in an accident? You'd be surprised how many people don't know what to do when something like that happens. So to have people come in here and talk about that, give education, I mean, that's where the quality comes from.
And it's going to bring visibility to them, their brand, their business, their name. And it's all about, I'm passionate about giving back to, the community. And this is another way to do that. It's great for business for everybody that's going to be involved.
Right.
It's good for my business, everybody's business. It's just all around going to be fun with all the personal stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's also a way that, selfishly I get to give back to the community.
Sure.
And it makes me feel good about doing so.
So then the other part of that too is with the HatchLIVE is also, I don't know if selfishly is the word to use. It's not necessarily selfishly, but it is in personal interest, I guess.
Yeah.
To get family and friends involved. I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do with HatchLIVE.
So that's the last branch of it. I
Yeah.
mean, the fourth thing that I want to do is get family involved. I mean, you've been wanting to do this forever.
Absolutely.
You're the one that actually sparked the idea of doing the podcast.
Yeah.
When I've been sitting here shooting all these little vlog videos and selfie videos, and you came up with the idea to launch this. So
I remember when I did that. Yeah.
Don't give me a good idea, I'll make it happen. But I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
And for the kids to get in here and talk sports, just with our wives and our family, and get my brother in here to talk about his, he's building half of Houston right now. For him to get in here, it's all about giving back to Houston and the community and the family. And if we can all help just from all of the different perspectives we have, the different businesses we're in, it's really going to be a help to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, because you personally, me, I mean, besides family, friends, people that are in, I mean, it's funny when you think about it, all the different people we know in different industries and how much of a help that can be for so many people.
It's, yes.
Yes.
Something
you were going to say.
Something popped in my head.
I was anticipating
I was about to say it, and
you didn't say it.
I decided we'll save that for another day.
See, I like it because you're teasing. I like that. See, that's what you do is you tease people. You make them want to come back for more. I like that. But the last thing I think, which is why I kind of saved it for the last, is the Hatched 60. I mean, that's one of the, I think, the customer platform, the helping local business, the family, all that stuff's fantastic. But I think the thing that and I'm happy to be here and help out too, but I think the thing you're the most excited about is going to be the Hatched 60.
Yes. That is going to be the passion project that we're going to be working on. So I'm looking forward to that.
And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about that here pretty soon. But that's going to be one of those things that kind of gets to what you're talking about when it comes to helping community, helping locally.
Selfishly.
Yeah. Selfishly helping locally. But yeah, I mean that's going to be. And like I said, we're going to get into all that. I mean, that's going to be our next thing to discuss and talk about. But it's important that people understand why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, we're not just getting together, you and me, sitting here, shooting the shit, talking about different things. I mean, there's a purpose behind what we're doing.
Absolutely, there is a big purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bigger than all of us.
And that's why it's important for us to sit down and talk about this. But you're talking about family, and you're talking about friends, and you're talking about all these people that get on. But I know you wanted to kind of make a special shout out, or you wanted to give a special word to somebody.
Well, yeah, my brother Josh, he is sponsoring the show for our first show, our first podcast. He is buildithouston.com, which is construction concepts. I mentioned earlier he's building half of Houston right now. He's done really well. Proud of him. But he is sponsoring the show today. So big shout out to Josh. Appreciate you sponsoring the show and giving back. He gives back to the communities, giving back to us. Hopefully he'll come on quite a bit, him and his wife Trish, and be a part of our show as well. We'd love to have him in here, and they would offer great information to the public. Yeah,
I mean, Josh has been kind of one of the guys you're just talking about as far as like that entrepreneur that's been a local business that's been doing it for quite a while.
We've been ride or die for, since we were born, but in business, the last 20 years, 15 years, going hard together, and he's part of the reason why I'm here today. And so I know what he brings to the table for me in business, and I know he can bring a lot of that to other people as well.
And that's commercial construction, correct?
He does commercial construction, build out. So anything you need
Okay.
built out, retail, shopping strips, restaurants, anything that needs to be built ground up commercially, he can do it.
Okay.
Buildathouston.com.
Buildathouston.com.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Buildathouston.com. Phone number to call 713-589-2682. That's a phone number to get a hold of Josh at. So again, we're going to get into the big part of this, which is the Hatch N60.
Yes.
Which I know is those things that you talked about, those 4 items, as far as the division of this, what you wanted to do, customer involvement and all that stuff. That was important, but this was probably the biggest.
Yes. Well, this has been a passion project that's been in the making for 20 years. I come from humble beginnings, didn't have much growing up, and I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, whether I was born with it or I was put in a position where I had to have it. I had it at a very young age. And I mean, I remember in 6th, 7th grade, I was going to school in Memorial area, Spring Branch Middle School.
Okay.
And there was a grocery store right by how old are you in 6th grade, 7th grade?
I have no
11,
idea.
12 years
I
old?
don't even know how old I am now.
So 11, 12 years old, we're living over there, and I'm living with my dad at the time. And I'm waking up an hour early probably 30 minutes early, to go to the grocery. Let's be honest. And I'm walking, there's a grocery store right by the junior high.
Yeah.
And I'm going and filling up my bag full of candy.
Right.
And buying those 10 packs of Wrigley's and Reese's Pieces and Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And I'm going to school and selling them for a profit. And, I'm doing P&Ls in my head, profit and losses in my head, knowing that, I'm spending $1.50 a day times 3 packs is $4.50. And if I sell all packs at 50 cents a piece, I'm going to make $8 per pack. So $24 minus my cost of goods is I'm making an $18.50 profit.
Right.
And so, I'm figuring this out at that age, knowing that I'm going to get caught up. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get caught. Somebody's going to tell on me. I'm keeping most of my money in one shoe, and I'm keeping $2 in my other pocket, knowing that I'm going to get caught. They're going to take my candy, and they're going to take my $2. And I'm chalking that up as a loss. And so I'm doing these P&Ls in my head, knowing that I'm going to make about $50 a week. And that's the money I needed to do what I needed to do at that age to survive, or buy some shoes, or buy some cool stuff that I wanted to do.
Right.
But at that age, that is the type of spirit, that I want to contribute and give back to somebody that was in my position. And instead of, my parents or a mentor or anybody else, even the teachers or whoever was catching me, seeing that and trying to cultivate it and point that in the right direction, it was, you're in trouble, you're grounded, go to your room. And so, it's something that I've had since a very young age.
Right.
And I know there's other people out there that have that in them, whether they're born with it or they're just built that way. I want to give back to those type of people. This originated with an idea of doing a bike shop. It was going to be unclejohnny.org. It was a bike shop I wanted to do, where we go into underprivileged communities or lower income communities, and we build a bike shop or put in a bike shop. And we do an after school program where we have kids come over after school. We give them a bicycle, and we let them take the bike apart all the way down to the nuts and bolts and spokes.
Right.
And once they put that bike back together completely and it operates right, they get to take the bike home.
Okay.
So whether that takes them a day, a month, a year, it was going to be an after-school program, some type of bike shop. And that was the goal and idea. And I told my wife about this when we first met, because it's always been a passion of mine.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So since then, obviously times have changed. Bikes aren't as cool as they used to be with kids these days. I've changed. I've grown in business, and I've learned a lot since these days. Over the last 20 years, I've grown business and having family and having kids and having you in my life and a lot of other people around me have kind of changed the direction and what I've done. And now that, you know, I'm in a position where Hatch, my company Hatch, is a business that builds businesses. It builds companies. And because we have that skill set, instead of building bikes for people, I want to build businesses for people. I want to start an entrepreneur program for these people.
Okay.
And it really could be anybody.
Right.
It's that goal back then was for, you know, underprivileged communities and people that could use a bike that necessarily didn't have the means to get one, or their parents couldn't get them one. And that was the idea then. Now it's about just anybody who has an idea, a business idea, a product they want to launch. They've got the work ethic, the grind, the hustle, the motivation.
Right.
They've got that entrepreneurial spirit, and they want to start their own business. I want to help them do that.
Okay.
And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I want to help somebody build a business.
Nice. Okay. So those people out there, that doesn't matter who, where, whatever, anybody that shows the initiative and the effort and the good idea, the want, the everything, they can qualify for something like this.
Absolutely. So it's, you know, growing up, I've owned my own company since I was young, in my teens. You know, it's always been me and my brothers against the world. We had our parents. My mom worked 3 jobs to put food on the table. You know, we come from very humble beginnings. When I lived with my dad, you know, he was a single parent taking care of me by myself, and he was always working his ass off, so he was never there. So I pretty much raised myself. So it was, I never really had the guidance. Not saying I grew up on the streets, I didn't, but it was, you know, it was me and my brothers together figuring things out. It was parents putting a roof over our head, but I never had that mentor or that coach or that business person that put it right in front of me or gave me opportunities or invested in my first idea, my first business. It's always been us or myself figuring it out and making it happen. And most of it's been me and Josh doing it together. I mean, you know, the many businesses we've owned over the years, we've always been partners. But even us doing it together, we were partners with each other and helping each other through the good and bad, but we never really had a mentor or a coach or anybody give us $1. You know, we had to figure it out for ourselves and work our way up. And so I want to be that mentor. You know, it's the passion project is I want to give back. I'm passionate about it. I want to give back. I want to give to somebody, you know, who doesn't have, you know, the opportunities. I want to be their coach. I want to be their mentor. I want to help them financially and launch a company. We're going to become business partners, and we're going to launch this together. Okay. And that's what Hatched in 60 is over a 60-day period, I'm going to partner up with somebody and launch a business with them. Okay. After the 60 days, they're going to take the business and run with it and be as big as they want to be in life. Okay. So I'm going to use my resources, all of my staff, my facilities here, all of my knowledge and my know-how, definitely my time. We're going to invest whatever capital it takes to launch the business, and I'm going to be that coach, that mentor, that business partner, and we're going to launch a company over 60 days.
Why 60 days?
With my existing businesses or my clients, that's about how long it takes from idea or inception to full launch. Doesn't mean the business is going to be profitable by then and making a ton of money, but doing the first part of the business, getting it to launch phase, is about a 60-day process. Okay. From my experience. And you know, it satisfies 2 things for me that I'm passionate about. Yes. One is I love building businesses. I can tell.
I mean, you talk about it with passion, and
I love building companies. Right. And I can't run them all. Not that I want to, and I have spread myself thin at times. I like building them, but once they're built and perfectly turnkey company in a box, I want somebody else to run it. And so it allows me to facilitate that with this concept and this idea of Hatched in 60. I'm going to become business partners with whoever the person is, and we're going to build this company together. I'm going to send them on their way, and so I got to build a company. The second thing that it allows me to do is give back. it's a way to give somebody an opportunity that I never had. And that, that's when I talk about selfish reasons. It's going to make me just as happy as it is this person.
Sure.
But if we can together be successful, not just in business, but in life, and help take this person to the next level where they never would have had this opportunity. I mean, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
It's like
awesome.
I get emotional talking about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's what Hatched in 60 is.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find somebody who has what it takes,
Mm-hmm.
that's got the grind, the hustle, the motivation, the grit. I mean, they're just willing to do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Work 7 days a week in the beginning. They don't, care about 12, 15-hour days. And, they don't know what no means. They're just going to keep going, keep grinding, keep hustling, and make it happen. I want to invest in you. If you've got what it takes, get a hold of me.
Yeah.
And there'll be ways to do that.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what it takes. I mean, you gotten where you are, and I like to think in some ways where I've gotten, just because you put in those 6-day work weeks, the 7-day work weeks, you put in the 12-hour work days, you grind it.
I mean, look at today. It's almost 10 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
on what's today? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't even know what today is. Tuesday.
You got me.
So it's like, we put in a full 10-hour day today, 10, 12-hour day, and now we're here shooting a podcast on HatchLIVE is a new business model we're doing.
Right.
And we'll be here till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning pushing this, and we'll be back at work at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Right.
It's when you launch a new business, whether it's a podcast or it's a concept or idea or whatever it is you're doing,
Right.
you've got to grind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, your chances for success are very slim.
Well, I think anybody that you listen to that talks about, that are industry leaders and whatever it is, whether it's sports, entertainment, banking, construction, whatever it is, I mean, those people they're not in at 9 and out at 5.
Yeah.
And then punching the clock and they're like, okay, what's 5 o'clock? I got to go.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to build a business working a 40-hour work week.
No. I mean, look.
Maybe after you've been doing it for 10 years and now you can go into chill mode and work 40 hours a week.
Well, right.
But most people I know that are get to that level, it's time for them to start a second business model.
So does it matter? One of the things when you're talking about it, does it matter what we're talking about, product, service? Does it matter what they're doing?
It doesn't. If somebody has a great idea, whether it is innovative and new or it's a saturated market, take lawn mowing, for example.
Mm-hmm.
There's a million people out there mowing yards.
Mm-hmm.
There's a million competition. They're doing it dirt cheap. And how would you get into this industry and be successful?
Right.
If you have what it takes, if you have the customer service, you have the quality control, you bring something to the table that the other guys aren't bringing,
Mm-hmm.
which I could tell you about 10 things right now,
Mm-hmm.
then I would give you my business over the other guy that's been mowing my yard for the last 5 years.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be some new concept and some amazing new idea.
Right.
It's just somebody who's passionate about being a business owner, and they want the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and let their skills shine and take business to the next level. And I'm happy to mentor them and help them get there.
I mean, that's solid. Man, because I've seen your operation. You were talked about Hatch Brands when we first started this. I know what you guys do. I see what you do every day, the people you have working for you. And for those people out there listening or watching, I mean, this is not just a guy in his office and, you got a full operation here. I mean, you got people standing behind them that are going to help them, give them everything they need to be successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's I know you and I've talked about stuff before.
Yeah.
I mean, how many things have we talked about? I mean, we've talked about so much about trying to get something done, and it's because you're wanting to help me, which I told you I love you for. I appreciate it. But you're also just wanting to get involved and help out, which is kind of what you're talking about doing.
Yes, absolutely. And the best part about it all, well, it's actually not the best part. Let me rephrase that. A fun part about it
Mm-hmm.
is that we're going to document this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hire some videographers, entry level, that are going to follow us around with cameras. And a lot of it will be done here. You don't really have to go too far from the office for most of the startup phases.
Right.
But we're going to video document it. and we're going to release those videos on a weekly basis, showing the development of this business over the 60-day period.
Yeah.
You'll be interviewing both of us together as well as individually to hear both sides of the story from developing this business. There'll be some highs, there'll be some lows, as there is with any business. You know, there's always obstacles, and we'll get through them, hopefully.
Yeah.
And so that is really going to be the fun part, is documenting it along the way and publishing these videos, almost like a live ongoing reality show, if you will.
Right.
And so I think it's going to do a few things. It'll keep everybody honest, obviously, but it's going to bring more eyes, more visibility to whatever this business model is, to further enhance the opportunities that would be in front of this business when it's go time.
So it's not just it's not just the actual process of doing it, it's the recording and videoing of the process too.
Yes, it's going to be a live show going on throughout the process. It's not going to obviously catch everything in 100% of our home lives, but it will catch the, if you can think of a DIY video of how to start a business, if you were able to watch a video, this is how it's going to show you.
Okay. And that's one of the purposes of, well, that is one of the main purposes for what we're doing here today, tonight, is to introduce that process. There's a lot more that's going to be talked about and a lot more that's going to be discussed about this. I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
We're just introducing it. So if people are sitting, watching, or listening, number one, if you've made it this far and watched this whole thing, thank you.
Yes.
God bless you.
First podcast.
Yes.
Thank you very much
Yes.
for making it this far.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it.
Because I guarantee you've made it farther than our wives have, so we appreciate that. But
they're probably already talking shit about us.
while we're watching this with them, telling us all about it. But
look, she's texting me right now.
Yeah. I love you, sweetheart. Yeah. So, but there's going to be a lot more. I mean, this is, so if you're wanting to know more about it, trust me, you're going to hear a lot about it. This isn't going to be it. So, but just for the purposes of introducing the product and the project and what we're doing, that's why we're doing this here. One of the things that you need to tell them about is about the website, where people go to apply, how that process gets started once we kick it off.
Yeah, so hatchedin60.com will take you there, or you can go to unclejohnny.org.
Okay.
Because I wanted to tie into the original concept and idea of the first
Nice.
nonprofit that I wanted to do. It meant something to me, so unclejohnny.org will take you there as well.
Okay. All right.
Spelled as many ways as you can spell Johnny and mess it up.
Okay.
We bought all of them. They all redirect.
Okay.
There's going to be a short clip of us from tonight that will kind of explain what we're doing, as well as a paragraph or two talking about what it is and what the requirements are, which there really aren't many requirements other than having what it takes to be successful.
But they will have to qualify for it. I mean, this is not just anybody can walk in the door and get this.
No, there will definitely be a vetting process. Hopefully there's enough candidates for us to, narrow it down to the top 5 or 6, interview them on the show, interview them in person, vet them, see if, they've got all what it takes, and we will finally narrow it down to one, and we'll start the business.
Okay.
But all the information will be at hatchedin60.com, and there will be a form that you fill out so that we can go ahead and take you into consideration for being, really my future business partner is what it's going to be.
Good. And they're going to get all that. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on Facebook, there's going to be links to all this stuff as far as getting to all this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do we have any idea yet exactly when this thing is going to officially kick off, or are we still working on that?
The goal is to have everything completed in place where we start interviewing by the end of January 2019.
Okay.
Where by the end of, let's call it February 1st, and most likely prior to that, people will be able to start submitting to apply for it. And my goal is to launch the first Hatched in 60 at the beginning of the second quarter.
Okay.
Which would be the first week of April.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's we'll probably be ahead of schedule. And, as soon as we get where we need to be and find that person, we'll get started right away. We're not going to wait.
Okay. I can tell you when something's not going to be happening is January 31st.
Yes.
Johnny will be busy on January 31st. Well, good, man. Well, hey, dude, I'm stoked about this, man.
I'm excited, man.
It's not just this process, this division here, this HatchLIVE, but it's everything.
It's all of it.
I mean, all
it's
of it.
really doing, what it's giving back.
Sure.
It's going to be so, at least I hope that it's beneficial.
Sure.
It might be, just me and you talking to each other and nobody watching.
And you know what? If it is, it is.
It is. And then I'm happy with that because we get to kick it.
Right.
But I think that it's going to be really beneficial to local businesses, to entrepreneurs, to startups, to my clients, to our family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the family shows, I dropped a little snippet of the Chuck and Shelley show. It's people, my brothers and I have been talking about doing the Chuck and Shelley show, since we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And we never had the means to get cameras and microphones and actually make it happen.
Right.
Luckily now we have those means.
It'll happen.
It's just from the 15 or 1 minute snippet that it was that we dropped where she had no idea the cameras were rolling. It was at my birthday party at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious. And they are like that all the time.
Right.
So the Chuck and Shelley show is going to be coming soon. You're going to be interviewing them.
I can't wait.
We're probably going to have our videographers follow us around. My brother Josh says that it's Honey Boo Boo met Duck Dynasty. It is going to be freaking amazing. So, that, bringing our wives in here, bringing, Aunt Jenny in here. There's so many opportunities and so much fun and so much love and so much family. And it's really going to be given back to everybody. So I'm really excited. And, if you're still watching this far into it, look forward to great things in 2019. I really, really genuinely appreciate y'all staying on for this long and interested in following us and watching us.
Yeah.
It's going to be a family project that I just can't wait to do.
Me neither, man. I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the investment that you've made and thankful for the opportunity. And for those of you that are watching, like we've said, on YouTube, Facebook, whatever platform it is you're watching or listening to, share it, like it, heart it, whatever the hell you do when it comes to social media. Do it, because this is something we think that can be valuable to people that are watching. Yeah, to Houstonians, absolutely. People that are watching, and we want to grow it, and we want to not because of anything other than we just want to share what we're passionate about and share what we love and what we like. So do it. Please help us out. Share that, like it. Tell people about it, all that good stuff.
Well, congratulations on your first show, buddy.
You too, man. You too.
Love you, brother.
You too, man. Love you, brother. Hector?
You ready to wrap it up, buddy?
You ready?
Cool. Well, thank y'all again.
Yes.
Big shout out to our sponsors, MikeCalvertToyota, Josh Weisman at buildithouston.com with Construction Concepts. We greatly appreciate y'all. And everybody else that's made it this far, and the ones that didn't, that dropped out early. We really appreciate your followership. And is that a word?
Followership?
We'll find out on the next one. Write that one down.
A followe'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, guys.
Peace. Thank y'all.